All right, welcome to Team Call. It is September 28th. Okay, so housekeeping stuff. We have 30-day breakaway in 1 week. That's just for coaches. That is the coach exclusive window from October 5th to October 26th, I believe. Let me just make sure that's accurate. Yes, it is accurate. So what we're going to do is everybody should be in the September running club. If you're not in the September running club, enter it. Even if you don't plan to do 30-day breakaway, you should be talking to people about it because this could be for someone. So just have that in mind. Even if it's not for you, it could be for somebody that you're talking to. So that's a group to plug them into. The group is running. It has a workout on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and specialized runs on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It has the sample in there. We have some pretty good engagement. I have to do a giveaway, which I have to write down. But bring the energy, bring the excitement, and add your people. What we're going to do is we're going to turn that into a launch group on the 5th. So we'll do just like what we normally do. We're going to do like a coach sneak peek to showcase what are the benefits to joining that day as a coach. Number one, obviously you get to do the program first. Number two, you get the community with it, you get the discount, and you get to, try the products that we've been focusing on these last couple of weeks. The people in this group have already been exposed to Energize, Hydrate, Shakeology. I think Recover comes this week, but they're getting an idea of all these things that we like and that we use and the packages that will be offered. So anybody who's in there, just keep track of your people and reach out to them, see how they like it, and it'll be good. It's going to be so good. I can't even wait. So what we're trying to do, so me and Laura's group actually is not going to start until the 26th. Even though, whatever, I don't really know. What we're planning on is we're planning on finishing the 5K on Thanksgiving. So that's the plan. That will bring us 30 days to finish on Thanksgiving. I probably will be doing it up until that point, even though I'll be on the Ultimate Reset. But yeah, I know a lot of people are like ready to go. So, and to me, it makes sense to go. It's only bands that comes with it. So essentially anybody can start right away. Go for it. Go do what you got to do. I mean, even with MBF, I had people that, signed up the day of the launch and they started immediately. So I know we've all got bands. You can go for it. But just be aware of that. We'll get a group together that can go live on Monday. If you're interested in that, we can, have a schedule set up of when to go live. Just basic, talk about our stories, talk about our experiences, talk about why it's awesome to sign up as a coach. It's going to be exciting. So remember to get in that group. We also have Coach Boot Camp running this week. So this is a great way to restart coaching. If you're brand new to coaching, to learning what we do as coaches. And yeah, that's going this week. We've got like 7,000 groups this week. Muscles and Mindset is going this week. That's our 2B group. I think that one we're going to end at the end of this week because the engagement seems to be dwindling. Right after I told Laura we should have one every month. So I guess I shouldn't say things like that. But what are you going to do? They can't all be winners. Josh's fourth quarter surge is starting on Wednesday. That's like his kind of help everybody push the last quarter of the year, because October is going to be here on Thursday, which brings me to my next thing is Cheryl and Heather, you guys remember that I was trying to put together a retreat for February for the Princess Half Marathon at Disney. And Disney announced that it is going to be virtual. So I still want to do a retreat. It won't be far away. But I think Laura and I are going to team up and host a retreat in January. We're going to work on the specifications, what the requirements are to do that. But I'm really motivated by money. I'm really motivated by prizes. I'm really motivated by like a challenge. And so I feel like to have something like that to push yourselves is always a good thing to shoot for. So one of the requirements is definitely going to be Success Club for October, November, and December. So have that on your radar. And then there's going to be other little like nuggets that you have to get in order to get there. But we'll announce that ASAP so that everybody can put that on their vision boards and start pushing for it. You know, we'll do something fun, like a weekend away or whatever. So that is definitely on the horizon. So you guys can, you know, start looking forward to something. Because I really feel like we need to see each other, you know, we need to get together. We need like team love, even though all the events are canceled. So I did plan a event for Talcott Hike on the 18th. I planned another winery trip on the 25th. I just want to have things that we can get together and see each other. And obviously like they're optional and some people can't make them certain dates. I get that. But just to have them out there so that we have these opportunities to see each other and, you know, just be around each other. I think it's just so necessary. So, yeah, that's what's going on there. So is that all that I wanted to talk about in terms of dates? So the October calendar will come out soon too. And, pretty standard, nothing crazy, but really just the 30-day breakaway. So 30-day breakaway coach on the 5th, 30-day breakaway 26th for customers. And that's going to be our big launch until Autumn's program in January, which is going to be huge. I think that's releasing in December. And then pumpkin spice in November. I feel like, oh, I'm not pumpkin spice, peppermint mocha. Peppermint mocha, not pumpkin spice. God, no. I feel like I have to like put away like money to save to buy like every packet that I possibly can because I just need all of it. I need to call like all my inactive coaches and say, hey, can you just buy it all for me? So yeah, so and then let us give some shout outs to Success Club. Megan Miller has 4 points. Marjorie has 2. Tucker, way to come in, Tuck, 2. Tennille has 2, and Meredith has 2. Look at all those lives we're changing. So keep it up. We still have 2 days in the month. So, you know, keep talking to those people and, you know, do what you have to do to, you know, reach whatever goals that you may have for yourself. So what I wanted to talk about tonight, and I'm going to keep this pretty short. We have Morgan's call tomorrow for Fit and Fierce. Also the debate tomorrow night. And Wednesday is the Josh 4th quarter surge call. So I don't want to keep you guys too long, but I wanted to talk a little bit about patience because I think that's like it's a huge thing in this world and in life, right? Like we want things to happen for ourselves. We want this business to happen. We want our results to come. You know, you start on a health and fitness journey, you don't see results, you know, like my husband, he sheds like 5 pounds a day. And I'm like, what are you even doing in your life that you're shedding 5 pounds a day? And he's like, Melissa, let's go have some ice cream. And I'm like, we just had ice cream like 3 days in a row. I'm gaining every pound that you're dropping. Like, no. But anyways, when we have these goals in front of us and they don't happen fast enough, we get frustrated, right? We get frustrated, we get annoyed. Why isn't this happening? You know, I can't even tell you how long in this business I'm like, okay, well, why is this not happening yet? Like, I'm doing the things, I'm doing what they say. Why isn't this happening? And I really, really am a firm believer that it doesn't happen until we've done enough growth for it to happen. And, you know, I feel like I'm talking about this all the time lately, but, you know, we see like celebrities who get famous. Maybe they're young, maybe they haven't grown at all, and they end up down these really dark and often dangerous paths. And I truly believe that it's because they haven't had that time to grow and experience whatever they needed to experience in order to handle that success. And the same thing with like winning the lottery. People win the lottery, and I know I talk about finances all the time, especially when I see Cheryl there, but people win the lottery, they blow all their money. Why? Because they don't have the skills that will help them to save that money, invest that money, budget that money. They don't have that skill. And I mean, I can't even tell you how many times my dad has bailed me out of financial situations, more times than I'd even like to admit. And why is that? And why is it that I keep making the same mistakes? Because I didn't know enough to make the different choices. I was continually being bailed out, not learning about finances, not really giving a shit about finances. So it took me so long to put all these things together to know I want to have a different path. So I have to make a different choice. I have to learn how to get rid of these things on my own, because when I'm bailed out, it doesn't teach me a lesson. So, you know, when we see that, we have family members, I'm sure that you see that with too, like they continuously get themselves into situations and then they get that help. They're enabled, right? And they still make the same mistakes. You have to grow into the person that you're trying to be. And this is also a reason that I feel like some people are super successful earlier in this business. I feel like those people have just been on a personal growth journey for longer than other people, whether it was part of a job that they had, whether it was, you know, their own goals, or maybe they were just in the personal growth world sooner. And I really honestly feel like that is a reason why it could take longer. You're not going to see success just because you've done your tracker for a week. It just doesn't work like that. You have to really dig into the growth. You have to dig into those uncomfortable things. You have to bring up that patience, and you have to be ready for the success to come. And that's what makes or breaks a coach in this business. It's just simply saying, I'm going to stick it out long enough to see that success. I'm going to stick it out long enough to know that these hard times are going to bring me to the place that I want to be, as long as I just stay on this road. And, you know, I was talking to somebody the other day about, you know, what happens when people give up on this job? What happens when people give up, you know, on themselves? And it makes me really sad, because if you're going to turn your back, it doesn't matter to me if you turn your back on coaching. You can turn your back on coaching. But if you turn your back because you're uncomfortable about the growth piece, where does that leave you? Like, where does that leave you? If the growth made you uncomfortable, if the growth made you want to stop, where are you going to end up? How are you going to push past that? Because you're going to stop and you're going to go back to exactly what it was you were doing before, whether that's hours and hours of Netflix. Maybe that's, you know, I don't know, whatever people do with their time. But like, I know for me, growth fills so much of my daily habits or activities that if I was to say, no, fuck this shit, I don't know, like, I just would be really sad to see where I would end up. And I don't want that for myself. I want to push past all of this to see where I can get to live my best life, to see, you know, the impact that I can make on others and the impact I can make on my family and everyone around me. So, you know, we have to remember that it just takes a lot of being uncomfortable, and remembering that, you know, if we are frustrated and if we are feeling shameful or guilty, that is going to hinder our growth in this business. So we have to remember that we are doing the very best that we can, and we can't get frustrated with the people around us, because we were once there. We were once there, whether it was in the health, like I always take myself back. I take myself back to the Melissa 7 years ago, the Melissa that sat on the couch, that ate ice cream every single night. And I'm not talking like a scoop of ice cream. I'm talking like a big ass bowl of ice cream with lots of sprinkles, who literally couldn't think of not doing that. Like, that was not even a consideration. I think of her paying money in debt, but paying money to play Candy Crush, farming a farm on Farmville, coming home from events to harvest my farm on Farmville, watching. I literally had like not just one show a night, but like 3 shows a night. It was like, oh my God, I have 3 shows tonight. How am I going to watch it all? Then it's on DVR. When am I going to catch up? Because tomorrow I have 3 shows. Like, this is like what my life looked like. And I didn't know how to get out of it. And I didn't even see how that was possible. So we have to remember, when we're talking to potential customers, they could be in that situation where they can't even see what they're doing or how they can alter their schedule. They just see their farm, their Candy Crush, and their hours of Netflix, and they're like, I have no time. I've got no time to work out. How can I do that? And so we have to remember that from the customer standpoint. You know, why are people not participating? People overthink so much. I can't even tell you. I feel like I say 90 times a day, stop overthinking. Like, stop overthinking. Just say what you're feeling. Say what your issue is. Say what you're struggling with. Say what you're experiencing, whether it's, you know, in a group or a private message. I just tell people now, just freaking message me. Maybe I won't message you back right away, but I can be your accountability buddy if the group is too uncomfortable. Like, people just really overthink things, and we have to remember where they're at in their journeys are not where we're at. To me, I have no problem putting my face anywhere on social media because I've been doing it for 4 years. But when I first did it, I was petrified. I was like, why am I, look, people are going to think I'm egotistical. People are going to think I care about myself. That's all I care about. I'm a narcissist. I'm putting my face all over social media. Who the hell wants to see that? People really think these things. So we have to remember to go back to what we were before and really have patience with people, not get frustrated, as frustrating as it may be, and remember to love on them wherever they're at. Same thing with coaching. You are going to have people on your team that maybe you see potential in. Maybe you see them really being able to help a lot of people, but they're not at the same point you're at. Me as a coach 3 years ago was not the same person I am now. I didn't understand what, you know, even though I was on so many training calls and even though I went to so many meetings, not all of it clicked. Like, it took so long for the things to click. And then I was like, oh, that's what they're talking about. Like, you can't just read the personal development, you have to implement the personal development. Oh, you have to write your goals down every day, not once every 6 months. Oh, you must go to like live events and really get involved with your team. Oh, it's better to do this business with other people than on your own. Like, it took me so freaking long. So for me to sit and say, this person's been a coach for 2 months, why the fuck they don't understand this? That's ridiculous, because it took me 2.5 years to get to Summit, which is where everything changed for me. So, you know, what can I say about that now? Live events are so important, which is why, as I said, I'm planning the hike. I'm planning the winery. I know some people are not local, so that's tough. But what can the non-local people do? You can still log onto Zoom to work out. You can get on every freaking team call. You can come to any happy hours that we have, any, you know, anything that we have. Freaking come, because you will feel closer to the community and you will get more invested in the people and what makes this business go round and round, and that's people. So if you're missing that people component, that's a huge piece, because we are all in this together, and when you feel like you're alone in it, it really doesn't connect you to anything. And then remember also with people on your team that and people as challengers too, you're not responsible for anyone's success besides your own. So you really have to work hard at like releasing all the control on that. The only thing you can do is be there for people, you know, like even with challengers. Like, so I check in with challengers regularly. I tag people in groups. I now send a email with a check-in, a Google form check-in. I got 3 responses last week from like, I don't even know how many challengers get it. I should ask my VA how many it gets. I got 3. So what does that tell me? Either it tells me everyone's kicking so much ass, or B, people just don't want to respond. And that's frustrating because I want to help people get results, but there's only so much we can do. I am a message away. I am a text message away. I'm a Google form away, an email away. There's literally, I'm like in people's faces all the time. They just have to access me. So I can't be responsible for what results they get. We can only run our groups to the best of our ability. We can only support, encourage, be there for people. And the rest we have to let go in order to protect our own energy. And that's the same with helping coaches too. We have to remember that I can't control what you guys do in filling out your tracker. I can't control how many invites you send. I can just be here to help you, to show you what I've done, to show you what I've learned. And then we just let the rest go. Right? And that can be hard because then that comes back to the patients, right? We get like, well, why isn't this happening? Why isn't this happening? Again, so if we're controlling the controllable in terms of like the community piece and showing up in Zoom, showing up when we can, showing up to whatever is planned, with the, what was the other piece that I just said? Oh my God, I forgot where I was going with that. If you're, oh, the controlling the controllable. What was I just saying before that, Cheryl?
Patience.
I know, but what? Oh, yes, control. Sorry, yes, thank you. Controlling the controllable in terms of your account. You can control your account. You can control your U+2. You can control anyone that you bring on and what they do. I can't even stress that enough. So if financial is your goal, if you need to see that bank account increasing, you need to see that money growing, you need to know what you have to control. And that is your accounts that you control. So get your spouse signed up or your son and daughter, grow those accounts, right? I'm telling you, like, I don't have a second account right now. And like, I'm like, can I sign Kaylin up as a 16-year-old? Are they going to flag her account? I literally don't even know what else to do. I just have to be patient, right? I just have to practice patience. I know that this is coming for me because I'm never going to stop moving towards that goal. I just have to breathe and know that I wish I had a third account to control. But know that if the finances is the goal, you got to get to 2-star. You cannot stop till you get to 2-star. 2-star is where everything changes. Everything changes. Everything changes. Your bank account doubles. You know, like people say, oh, you know, 1-star. 1-star is great. I'm glad that I'm 1-star. I'm glad that I'm on my way. But that doesn't change anything in my bank account. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. A 1-star does not make any more money than an emerald. I'm just telling it straight to you. I mean, yes, I hit higher Success Club numbers, so it may change a little bit, but we don't make money on commission in this business. We make money on volume. So when we have to increase our rank in order to grow that volume. When I'm a 2-star, I will be a pig in shit. Yes, then I'll want to start growing to 3, 4, 5, of course. But you better believe 2-star is really, really the milestone that I want to get to. I don't even want to look at 1-star anymore. So know that as patient as you have to be, because even it takes time to even get to diamond, right? It takes time to get anywhere that you want to go. And you have to dream big because this is this is the key to it. So if you have these big goals, even if you don't get there, you've grown so much in that process. So, I mean, I posted that thing the other day for you guys, that Push Masterminds little like roadmap to whatever. My goal was what? $10,000 by March and 3-star diamond by March. I didn't hit any of that. I didn't hit 10-star. I didn't hit $10,000 by March. I didn't hit 3-star by March. That doesn't mean I stopped going. I hit 10,000 in August. That was much more than last year at this time. And I've already reached team leader. Team leader is the first rank, right? So that's much better than my last year. It doesn't mean I'm a failure. It means that I have big goals and I'm growing so I can hit those goals even better the next time. So you just have to keep pushing, have dates on your goals, and know that you're going to get there. And in the meantime, celebrate the growth that you've gotten until that point. Yeah, I think that is it for what I wanted to share tonight, but Wow, I don't know what's happening here. Any any questions? I'm like a mermaid. I'm gonna stop recording.